Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0. For my dear audience, in this video, I will describe some different and much beautiful ideas of recycle woodworking projected ideas or recycle woodworking crafts ideas. So, dear audience, when we talk about recycling, then what word is remind in my mind, dear audience? Timber. Timber recycling or wood recycling is the same thing. We say that it is a synonyms or it can be a similar. So timber recycling or wood recycling is the process of furniture waste timber into usable product. So recycling timber is practice that was popularized in the early 1990 as issues such as deforestation and climate change prompted both timber suppliers and consumer to turn to more sustainable timber source. So recycling timber or recycling wood or recycling wooden furniture is environmentally friendliest form of timber production and is very common in countries such as Australia and New Zealand, where supplies of old wooden structure are plentiful. So, timber wood made things recycling can be chipped down into wood chips, which can be used to heat homes or generate electricity. But, dear audience, when we talk about its as a beneficial purpose, then recycling timber or recycling wood made things has become popular due to its image as an environmentally friendly product. Common belief among consumers is that by purchasing recycled wood, so the demand for green timber will fall and ultimately benefit the environment. So Greenpeace also view recycled timber as an environmentally friendly product, citing it as the most preferable timber source on their website and different other websites. I say. So the arrival of recycled timber as a construction product has been important in both raising industry and consumer awareness toward deforestation and I say that uh, promoting timber mills to adopt a more environmentally and friendly practice. So recycling 1 ton of wood can save up to uh, 1,800 and butters of energy. So, if we, dear audience, if we talk about its drawback, some hurdles facing the widespread adoption of recycled timber, sometime the end of wall studs need to be trimmed off to stop decay and cracking, so thus resulting in a shorter piece of wood. This trimming may result in piece of wood that don't meet building codes. So though the price may be less than for new woods, the process of selecting usable pieces of salvage wood, pulling out nails, and refinishing for a new use can be laborious and time consuming. Demolition must happen in such a way as to preserve as much of the timber as possible in a building, which means more time spent dismantling a building rather than just tearing it down quickly. So the trade in recycled timber is not well established everywhere. So a reliable supply of usable wood may be hard to come by for builders and the audience. I think that it can be different as quickly usable wood may be hard to come. The trade and recycle timber is not well established everywhere. So reliable supply of usable. I said that uh, it can be a dismeshing, not well established everywhere. So a reliable supply of usable wood may be hard to come by for builders. So there may be a stigma associated with using wood for cheap wood that is perceived. I think that in many to be of not as highly quality as new wood. So not all pieces of wood in a dismantled building will fit in a new building, and it may be cheaper and easier from a design and a labor perspective to simply get new wood. So deck being used in a 7 feet, of course, none of these issues are um, insurmountable, and there are issues of convenience and logistics rather than structural integrity. But many builders find it easier and less time consuming to simply get new wood in standard uniform size. So, dear audience, some recycled timber most commonly comes from old buildings, bridges, and wharf, where it is carefully stripped out and put aside by demolishers. At the same time, any usable dimension stone is set aside of reuse. So the demolisher then sell the salvage timber to merchants who then remill the timber by manually scanning it with a metal detector, which allows the timber to be denailed and sawn to size. Once remilled, the timber is, I say that, commonly sold to consumer in the form of timber flooring, beams, and checking. But dear audience, if we talk about some example of its example, then use of recycling timber is not new. As early as 1948, the 100-meter tall tower of Gorm transmitter near Potsdam, Germany was built from recycled timber. It stood for 31 years. It was common to reuse wood of dismantled radio tower in the 1930 in Germany. So the former tower of Koblenz radio transmitter was built of wood from a I say that dismantled tower which carried a T antenna, a transmitter, so many other. But dear audience, in my video, I specially prescribe or some recycled woodworking project uh, for carrying out easily from one place to another. We can carry a different old, I think, old woods or old furniture we recycled in a new furniture for interior beautifulness, interior, or instead of wasting woods or wasting old material, we can reuse it in a beneficial manner and beneficial things which we can benefit from these things easily and can make these things in a low or cheaper cost. In cheap way we can make it from our recycled woods, for making a new things or making a new furniture or making a beautiful outlook of different interior designs. So, dear audience, I try my best for my dear audience to make different and beautiful things for ourselves, for our dear audience, for our dear audience children, or for dear audience, I say, of our learners, because it can be a use in different house, different home, different offices, in different schools, different colleges, for making things. So dear audience, I think that you can learn from my these ideas bestly. So if you satisfy my ideas, then subscribe my channel and like my video. Thanks.